Welcome to the Hired Gun Podcast with your host, the Hired Gun. First, like, subscribe, share. How you guys doing, y'all? So, let's get into it, y'all. So, like I said, Wednesday, we was gonna get a new AEW champion. Alright? Alright? Now, was it a good match? It was a great match. As a matter of fact, we had two great matches on that show. I mean, the whole show was good. The whole show was good for AEW. I'm not even gonna tell you a lie on that. The whole show was good. All right, but you had two great matches on Wednesday. You had the Kenny versus MJF match. That was good, and then you had it. To me, the better match was um yeah, Keith Fletcher and Tetsu. All right, both that match was better than the Kenny the Kenny and NJF match, but it's because that City said this before about matches like going outside the ring and stuff like that. Like the Kyle Fletcher versus the Ketchum match was strictly in the ring. Alright, I mean it was strictly in the ring more than the MJF and Kenny match because again I can't knock them for that because how the arena was in the first place for AEW. They were outside and they made it like a beach. And it was just a good match. Now, what I also said was when I said Kenny was gonna win, I also said that it wasn't for the matter. Like it wasn't for the matter. And the only people who cared about Kenny winning and hyping it up was the sickos. Like everybody else is still everybody else is still talking about CM Punk winning because no one thought CM Punk was gonna Now when I say this, I'm not saying people didn't think he was gonna be there. Right? We knew he was gonna be there. Alright? Now when the show started, alright, and they did the angle, then we knew CM Punk was coming in winning the belt. Yes, but before that we didn't know that shit. Like we didn't. We just knew Sammy was losing that belt that day. Right? But if you come in here and you say that you knew that CM Punk was a lead champ, that's a lie. Alright? Because you can only connect the dots to that after he won it. Alright? You can only connect the dots to him saying the words that he said about a title opportunity falling in his lap after he won it. You know, so people still talking about that right now. And matter of fact, people talking about CM Punk winning, well, they talking about Kenny winning, and I'm happy Kenny won. So I'd rather see Kenny versus Will Ospreay than MJF versus Will Ospreay. Now, let me get into something now. Let me get into something right now. So, if the goal was for it to be Kenny versus Will Ospreay at Wembley, then MJF should have never lost to Darby Allin, and that's nothing against Darby at all. When I say because I know I'm heavily biased when it comes to that man. Like in a negative way. I know I am, right? But this has nothing to do with me saying this here. If the goal was for MJF to lose the GOAT to Kenny, then there's two losses that shouldn't happen this year with MJF. Alright? Because now, like the loss to Darby Allin and the loss to Brody King should have never happened then. One more than the other, because the loss to Darby Allin should definitely shouldn't have happened. Alright? Because now he lost the title twice. Alright, so if he win it back and then he just loses it to Will Ospreay, um, later on, then what the fuck we put the belt back on him for in the first place? It means nothing now. I like you. Yeah, I'm not kind of saying you jobbed out your best guy, but damn, dog. Like he went from barely losing to he could lose twice, like in a month. Like you went from protecting him to not protecting him. You know, like he got more losses now than he did 2 years ago. Now putting the belt on Kenny, again, I don't think putting the belt on Kenny is a bad thing. I don't. I don't. I just don't like MJF losing. I don't. Now, again, the bigger match is Will Ospreay versus Kenny. It is. Ain't no way around that. It is. And I've said this shit this whole year about MJF being a money maker, being your guy, like being a mover, like a needle mover. I but the better match is Kenny versus Will Ospreay. Ain't no way around that. Like nothing. Like nothing. The better match is Kenny versus Will Ospreay. It's a rubber match that we never got. So, you know. So, another thing happened on Wednesday with what's wrong with the report? Another thing happened on AEW that we all knew was gonna happen. Jungle Boy signed back with AEW because where else was he going? Hmm? Where else was he going? He wasn't going to the E. Like that wasn't gonna happen. And then when stuff comes out and people say, "Oh, no one's talking about this," like WWE was never gonna sign. No, I'm talking about it. Like no one's the E wasn't gonna sign him, and then you hear what they said that they had no interest in signing that boy. None, none. So AEW can play it up and like listen, this ain't a AEW shade because TNA does this shit too. Like Rich Swann and um the female GM for TNA, like they re-signed with TNA, right? Where were they going? Like Rich Swann wasn't going to AEW or the E. Like that wasn't happening. So I don't so this ain't a AEW jab when I say this about Jungle Boy, right? Like he wasn't going nowhere else. Nobody else wants him but that bad. Maybe New Japan. Maybe, but he can do that in AEW still. Like he was doing that and you know what's funny? Like his best work I forgot about, and it's not Jungle Boy, it's Scapegoat, right? Well, see, you gotta thank CM Punk for that shit, right? And I forgot about that though. I forgot he was like he's been around so much now. Like I forgot he was the scapegoat at one point. Which is the person they blamed it on when CM Punk left. Right? Like they blamed it on him than anybody else. Alright, so Tony Khan did the same thing. What he's done to Sammy Nagaro, like Sammy, like the same thing, like but Jungle Boy is still on AEW's TV, right? But Sammy the Girl is on ROH. Like I can count on one hand how many times that boy been on AEW in the last 3 years. All right, and we know why. We know why this is. It's two reasons why Sammy is pretty much an RH and nothing else. All right, A, Mona. So what he said about Mona and everything a couple of years ago. All right, and then B, people don't told Sammy to slow down for years, and people kept her in the ring for years. All right, and Jeff Hardy still hasn't recovered from Sammy. Like, does Jeff Hardy still wrestle? Yes, but he ain't the same since the incident with Sammy. You know, so like he's just there. Like he's just there right now. Speaking of TNA, um, so I've been so let me get this out here now. So if it happened next week, I said it, and not be a dummy, and just be like, oh, oh no, he's on the WWE, he's on the WWE. So there's rumors out there that Mike Santana might be going to TNA. I don't, I don't think so, but it's out there. Like I told you Wednesday that Wednesday or Tuesday I came on here and I said that he keeps posting about the 15th, the 15th. Now people saying that that could mean AEW. Now, for me, I think it'll be a mistake to go to AEW. Now, if he gets paid, God bless. God bless him. If he gets paid to go to AEW and they use him for a cup of tea and uh, yeah, they use him for a cup of tea and he wins here and there, alright, cool. That's what he wanted. That's what he wanted. Now, maybe he don't want to go to NXT. All right, like maybe he don't want to go to NXT and then go to AAA. All right, and do uh, the whole running through hoops and stuff. Maybe he don't want that. All right, and maybe he go to AEW and he knows he's on a bigger platform than TNA. I won't say E because regardless of ticket issues or anything from SummerSlam, all right now, like the E is still the bigger platform. Now, maybe he just feel like he's not finished business over there, and he wanna go back to AEW so he can change that. I doubt it. I doubt it. But we'll see on the 15th what he got. We'll see. I hope it's not AEW. I really do. I hope it's not. Alright. But I'm also saying make your money. Make your money because that's important too. And if you can get more money in AEW and you can deal with probably going to RH in 2 months after that, that's cool. That's cool. Alright, because but if that's the case, hey, you know how I feel about that? Hey, RH is the same thing. RH is the same thing as NXT. It's the same thing. All right. They don't have but NXT is better. They had at least they got a TV deal. RH you can watch on YouTube. Some would say you can watch NXT on YouTube too, but they got a TV deal every Tuesday. And then eventually you get called up. But mm, mm. So SmackDown's tonight, and so far the only match I've seen promote besides Trick and Mello, the only match I've seen let me see 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 nope 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 nope. So far, the only match I see besides um So only match I've seen promoted so far. Oh, Danica has been she's engaged to the whoever she was dating before. She's engaged to him right now. So good for her. The only match I see that's being promoted right now is Finn versus Tommy Tonga. Again, besides Sammy, nothing. That's Sammy's gonna be there because him crashing out ain't done yet. Nah, besides Trick versus Mello, um, Finn versus Tommy Tonga is being talked about. What I also seen, I seen not for SmackDown, but for SummerSlam in general. So I don't know how true this is. Like they're saying that the match might be the CM Punk match might be a multi man match. With Gunther, Sammy, Cody, and Punk. I don't know how true that is because of the fact that listen now I wouldn't mind that being the case because then Gunther's doing. I don't want to say Gunther's doing a better match, right? Because I don't want to take shade at Nick, right? Because back in the day, Nick Aldis was a big deal when it came to wrestling. He was, like he made himself a respectable wrestler for NWA and the British scene, and even TNA at the time. Like he went from somebody that I didn't know who he was to somebody I knew who he was, right? So but he's been the GM for SmackDown for like 3 years now. Some people, not me, but the average Joe don't know that Nick Aldis was a wrestler. The average Joe when they hear Gunther talk about Nick, all right, they don't think about Nick as a. I mean, hold on, let me say that better. When they hear Gunther talk about Nick Aldis, right, being a failure and everything, they don't know what the fuck Gunther talking about. I told this to the wife yesterday. Right? That if you not like me, right? Me, and when I say that knows the ins and out about wrestling and watches more than just WWE, you don't know what the fuck are people talking about sometimes. And I say that because of the fact that what Finn said about them talking in the ring, right, and helping each other out, which I'll get to that in a minute. But like stuff like that. So again, when Gunther talks about Nick being a failure, right, and he's jealous and Nick being jealous of him, right, people don't know what the fuck he's talking about. And unless you watch, unless you, and then like again, because if I say that because of the fact that you can watch the E and not know what the fuck like you can watch the E and not know what the fuck Gunther's talking about. Right? Because you didn't watch AEW, not AEW. You didn't watch the Indies, you didn't watch TNA, and you didn't watch NWA. Right? Where Nick did all his stuff. Did all his stuff. Right? And I say that because of the fact that people don't know that the other GM for Raw, Adam Pearce, was a wrestler too. Alright? Him and Nick got something in common. They hold the same fucking belt back in the day. But some people wouldn't know that. They wouldn't. And I'm not talking about anybody like Ryan or Carlton or Rio or Eddie or Eric. I don't know. I don't know how I'm gonna say Eric, but I don't know. Alright, but I'm not talking about them. because they like me. They watch more than just one particular wrestler. You know, I ain't talking about Pat. I'm not talking about anybody who watches more than just the E. Alright, now you can watch the E more than anything else, and still know what I'm talking about. You know, but so I don't want to take the jab at I don't want to take the jab at Nick, but if Gunther's in the title scene, it means more because if Gunther beats Nick, he just be the ex wrestler. He just be the ex wrestler who came out of retirement per se because Nick has to wrestle in years, dog. He hasn't now. He looks like he can wrestle still, you know. But you know, but again, some certain rumors you can't take uh, certain rumors you can't believe, and then until you see more of it or hear more about it. Right? Today's the first time I'm even hearing it. Now it would make sense. It would make sense because Cody got jumped by Gunther, so it would make sense. And unless they put Gunther and Cody in a match of a Saturday night main event, okay. Okay. I heard Punk. I don't know. I don't even know if CM Punk's gonna be on the show tonight. I don't know. He should. If you want another ratings boost, he should be on the show. Now what I also I heard about CM Punk winning the belt is they put certain wrestlers on SmackDown recently to what's the word for to make it more for CM Punk because CM Punk's going to be focused on heavily on SmackDown going forward. Alright, you're going to get the summer Punk again. Alright, and you do that until it don't work no more. Damn everybody else. Like you do that until it don't work no more. Because you gotta know my saying. If you got CM Punk or you got your champ on TV there in the arena, you use that motherfucker as much as you can. In the beginning, the middle, and the end of your statements. Yeah, you're like you have to. It's your new story. Right? And USA has wanted CM Punk on SmackDown for a year now. For a year now. So like you got him now. So you use him as much as you can on your show. He's your new champ. Like he's your new champ. So and you wanted it that way. Right? This is how they get him on SmackDown. Right? And you can't hate that right now. Because if he just showed up on SmackDown, like the biggest heels of the company, alright, would bitch and complain, oh, why is he on SmackDown? Why is he supposed to be on Raw? Shit like that. Right? Because even when CM Punk won, oh, why does a Raw superstar get a title shot? Because he's going to SmackDown. Duh. He's on the SmackDown, and we knew he was on the SmackDown for a couple weeks now. Like we knew he was on the SmackDown. Like we just didn't know how he was getting there, and this is how he get there. You know, and I've been seeing all this Hogan Punk. Oh, shut the fuck up. Just shut up. Oh, so let me talk about Finn right quick. So there's a couple of superstars. If I say they got an interview coming out, I tune in. And Finn's one of them because Finn doesn't do a whole lot of interviews. Like he's been doing them lately, and I'm cool with that because every time I hear an interview from Finn, I find out more stuff about him. I find out that he smoked. I found out that that he's been hurt a whole lot, and we don't never know about it. Like the Edge, the Edge versus the Edge versus Finn match at what was it, Mania? For the Hell in the Cell, Finn was hurt going into that match. He tore his tab. Didn't know that. The match with Dom, he was hurt. He was hurt going into that one too. You know, um, uh, the match he had with Seth. We knew he got hurt, right? And the reason I brought up the whole talking in the match and everything, him and Seth were talking in the match to change the match around, which was still a great match. But they were talking in the match, and Finn asked Seth, "Hey, do you want to change the outcome of the match?" Because I'm pretty sure I'm gonna be gone for a while. Like Finn knew then, that he was gonna be gone for a while, and Seth told him no. Hey, let's make you champ. And thank God that happened because Finn would have never been champ then. Finn would have never been champ if that was the case. You know. Um, then I found out, that Finn wasn't supposed to be in the NXT. The second time that he went down there, he wasn't supposed to be down there that long. And then somebody got hurt, and they was like, "Hey, can you be champ?" He's like, "About being champ." He's like, "Cool, I'm cool with that." And then he made him champ, and he was down there for 2 years. And I'm gonna say tonight, that's some of his best work he did down in NXT the second year. I like that run more than his first run, and I love his first run in NXT. But and then he was supposed to go to NXT UK and fight Gunther then for the belt, and he probably would have won that. But that didn't happen because of COVID, and he stayed in NXT and he won the belt, which again, that's some of his best work. So you just find out like little like you find out little nuggets with certain interviews, and Finn's one of those ones. But I'm gonna end the show with that. Make sure you gotta like, subscribe, share. Make sure you gotta watch wrestling. Make sure you gotta watch E-Feds, New Breed. Um, this is the hiredgun, the hiredgun podcast. God love you. Love you. God bless. I'm out.